All right, bike number 54, the Chrome Revival. This thing is bad to the bone. It's got 143 cubic inch Moonshine Horsepower. This one's got the original M8, so it's your Gen 1 setup. And it's 143 cubic inch Dominator is what we name our 143s. What's cool about this Revival and so cool about the customer is he's allowed us to go through and just pick every piece off the bike that wasn't chrome from the factory or anything aftermarket we were adding to the bike and chrome it out. So she got the Moonshine Horsepower 143 cubic inch M8 build. This setup we named our Dominator. What makes this bike special is we've been able to chrome everything out. Awesome customer. He wanted the works on her. So the heart of the engine, we have a built man-of-war flywheel in here from Dark Horse with a pair of our MHP lightning rods. These are a pair of our MHP Game Changer CNC cylinders. So these are a 4.5-inch bore and they've been show polished. We got a pair of monster heads on here with titanium valves in them, and it is a show polished head as well. We are running our 615 full send camshaft in this build, and it's gonna make some ponies. She hasn't been on the dyno yet, but after we get done filming this, she's going straight to the dyno. We'll show you more in a little bit. So this is a set of max lean floorboards from Kraus Moto. We like their products. If you haven't picked up on it, his fit and finish is next to none. The price is up there a little bit because they come out so nice. So this was a pair of black max leans, and we took them and we sent them out to our chromer and we had them fully chromed. So brake, floorboard. On the other side, we have the shifters done in chrome, the other floorboard. What makes it so nice on this setup is the rear shifter here, it's out of your way when you're shifting. So when I go to use my rear shifter to go into second gear, I can push down on this guy and it's made to match the floorboard. But when I'm riding the bike and I want extra room on my floorboard because I'm going to be moving my foot back, I can easily move my foot back to here, and the rear shifter is not impeding on my foot position. And that's what makes these floorboards so nice. So I can have a forward position on this floorboard, I can have a mid position on the floorboard, or I could set it up like I'm riding the bike with mid controls on it and my knee's at a 90-degree angle. So very, very nice. So first gear, second gear, third gear if I want, and then my foot can go right next to that rear shifter. Really cool setup. The other part that makes these controls so nice is they're modular. This piece right here is separate from this piece. This guy is cammed, so I can walk it around in a circle and I can put my shifter wherever I need it. You have fine adjustments with your shift linkage where you can move it in and the linkage longer or shorter to make this go up or down a little bit. And of course you have your splines on your shaft where you can make big adjustments for your needs. So every customer is different. We set them up when you guys get here. We start at a neutral position until you sit on the bike and we figure out what your needs are. On this side of the bike, since we're over here, we got the force flow fan. Inside the primary, it's the Harley-Davidson comp setup, but it has our comp ramp on the compensator from Harley-Davidson because we don't want that part to fail. Never seen one of our comp ramps fail. It is the Moonshine Horsepower Comp of Power, what we call it, or Comp of Power Smooth. In here, we have an Apex clutch, really nice setup from Vaucluse. It has their pressure plate on it, has their basket. It has a spring system designed for their whole setup, and the way they design the frictions, it pumps more oil through the clutch faster than any other frictions on any other system, and it stays a little bit cooler than most of the ones out there on the market. Up front, we have chrome lowers, chrome cans, and we went with a pair of chrome Behringer radial calipers. We have Kraus Moto axial to radial brake mounts in chrome that we had to do in chrome. And then we are running a full floating rotor from Brake Tech. We love these rotors, they're nice. That's a 320 millimeter setup. We talked about it multiple times. The reason we like this is when you hit the brakes, you're not putting all that force. That click you're hearing isn't the outer disc hitting the bobbin, it's the outer disc hitting the inner rotor of the brake. So all the force from stopping is hitting right here instead of on the bobbins, which allows the bobbins to last longer and float better. And of course, these pretty guys right here, a pair of custom blue BSTs. We were gonna stick with the spoked wheels, but with all the horsepower, all the big brakes on the bike, the flex from the spoked wheels weren't desired for a build this big. That's why I got a custom pair of BSTs. Plus, when you have a pair of BSTs on your bike, once you have them, you can't run stock wheels again. It is a huge improvement. If you didn't do anything to your bike but added BSTs, you would feel like your bike had more horsepower, like your brakes got bigger and your bike got lighter instantly just from that one change alone. Now, it's not a cheap swap, it's not, but the benefits you're gonna get from it are next to none. Now, to let all the air in the engine, we're gonna start with the intake system. This is the Moonshine Horsepower Monster Air Filter System. We chromed it out. We typically don't have them available in chrome. They're usually just in machine finished or anodized black, but we did chrome this one for the customer per his request. We are running the Moonshine Horsepower 70mm throttle body and the Moonshine Horsepower 70mm intake manifold to feed these monster heads. This thing should make 170 plus horsepower very easily. We are going with a set of D&D Big Bore Exhaust system. So really, really nice, made in Texas, chromed out, of course, because this is the chrome revival. I'll tell you what, it has been a long time since we've done a rear swing arm, a factory Harley-Davidson swing arm in chrome. We know everyone's got aluminum swing arm out there, but these stock swing arms, they are very, very stout. They're not flexing. They're actually a good piece from Harley, and the weight you're saving is awesome when you do aluminum swing arms, but the heavy weight here down low on the bike isn't a bad place for the weight if you are gonna have a little extra weight. So we did chrome the factory rear swing arm. And of course, tucked up under here, we have another chrome Behringer, and we have the Kraus-Moto radial brake mount on the rear as well. Custom brake lines from MHP, Moonshine Horsepower, and there's your custom blue BST tucked up underneath. She's pretty. All right, for suspension on this bad boy, we have the Öhlins rear setup. These are the Öhlins brackets that we sent to our chrome shop and got them chrome. So fully adjustable rear Öhlins. In the front, we have a pair of GP cartridge kits in the front end of this bike. The GPs are just like the Öhlins. They're fully adjustable. You have preload, rebound, and your compression. Same thing in the rear. You have your preload, which is on your shock. You're gonna adjust that with your spanner wrench. Little bit harder to do because you should set that up once you get the bike and sit on it. Your rebound is at the bottom of the shock, and of course your compression's up top. Easiest one to get to, right on top of the reservoirs. To dress up the rear end, we went with custom dynamics, pro beam fillers, and then everything else is factory Harley. Now diving into this dyno sheet, on these 143s, we gotta have the right exhaust to be 180 plus horsepower. This bike was set up with the D&D Performance Exhaust Big Bore baffle setup. So it's a 2-in-1 with their larger baffle. And we've noticed on this exhaust, on these larger cubic inches, they kind of hold the bike back a little bit. They're usually between 170, 178. Every once in a while, we'll get one that's lucky and we'll go a little bit higher. But if you want a 143 to make more peak horsepower, we need a larger exhaust system. With that said, this dyno graph looks phenomenal. Coming right off the hit, it makes instant torque because there's a lot of cubic inches on this 143. So rolling off the throttle, you're coming in at 140 foot-pounds of torque, and then it instantly heads towards that 160 mark. So a ton of torque for a lot of RPMs. She doesn't go back down under 140 foot-pounds of torque until it reaches 6,500 RPM. So you're gonna be able to pass, not downshift. These large cubic inch engines do a lot all over. And that's why they say there's no replacement for displacement. In this graph, if you look at the dyno sheet here on the horsepower side, it's crossing 120 horsepower at 4,000 RPMs. She's making 140 horsepower, I don't know, what's that, 4,700 RPMs. And then you're straight up from there. It really takes off after she hits 5,000 RPMs. You can see it's a big climb there. So that bike's very happy.
from 5 to about 6,500 RPMs. It's flowing a lot of air, it's doing a lot of stuff. Like we said in the beginning of this dyno graph, if we had a larger exhaust system with a larger Y-pipe collector exit, you would easily see this pass 180 horsepower. Or if we're running like a big Burns NHB pipe, a 2-in-1 short pipe, we would see that too. But we do like the full systems because we get a better bottom end. Everything below 3,000 RPMs is nicer with a full length pipe. And we do the D&D a lot on these builds because those heat shields, they add extra protection from the heat this big boy's making. With that said, she's just gonna be a monster all over. In a lot of these 143s, it's more power than the street can handle, and it's more than the customer actually needs.
All right, I'm Jamie Lima. This is Moonshine Horsepower, Moonshine Harley-Davidson, bike number 54. If you like everything we're doing, please subscribe to our channel. And if you wanna see something that we haven't done yet, please give us some comments down below. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you for the support. Click the bell, hit the bell. You want notifications. She's pretty. The Chrome Revival.